Bingo.
God, I still love this game. Mark, I noticed during the Sam Smith track you were asking Chris where you were going to get mostly wet because I know it's concerning you somewhat.
That's fine. Don't worry.
So he's got a little little plastic rug over his knees.
Yeah.
You don't want your jeans getting wet. They're probably very expensive. Okay, so go online and watch the snap right now. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, let's go for it,
Ready,
lads.
Mm-hmm.
David in Hendon's watching. Katie in Rochester's watching. So is Mark in Chelmsford. First of all, let's go over to Warwick Davis on BBC Radio 2. And he's telling everyone what happened on this day in history. Some of them are a little bit upsetting.
On this day in 1876, Alexander Graham Bell made the first successful telephone call. His first words were, "Mr. Watson, come here. I want to see you." In 1977, astronomers discovered rings around Uranus.
Chris has gone the whole way. Mark seems to be fine at the moment. You can go any time, Mark. It doesn't matter.
Rings around Uranus.
Warwick Davis. Thank you, Joe.
Oh,
yes.
All right.
Straight in the face.
Right, 1 sec.
Right, here we go.
That one is for letting Scott copy my radio voice. All right, and you joining in with it. I had to get that.
Yes. Revenge.
It's an affectionate thing, though. It really.
Oh no, it is. We love you. You know that. You know there's love. Right. Okay. This is a very long one. So let's see if we can hold it in all the way through. Everybody.
Fair.
Some top advice here from this week's BBC documentary called Britain's Banger Drivers. It's not even one. Chris, stop dribbling. Here we go.
It seems that when someone who's a bit tasty comes behind you, you seem to fall apart a bit.
He has to stand up for himself out there, you know. There's only so much poking you can take before you poke back.
Get him, Mark. Okay.
When someone who's a bit tasty comes behind you...
Yeah.
There's only so much poking you can take before you poke back.
That's right. Chris in Bognor Regis emailed that one in. Okay, so more water, please. Nice big gulp, everybody, please. And a classic from Rick Stein now. And on his foreign travels, Rick has met a very pleasant young man called Ryan, who's introducing him to something that Rick has never tried before.
Wiggle it out.
Okay.
Head.
Yeah.
You can either throw it away or you can suck the head.
No, I'd like to suck the head.
Suck the head?
Yeah.
It's all right.
Oh, that's really good, Ryan.
Rick Stein.
That was a good one.
Oh, dear.
It's your face that's making me laugh.
Why do so many people say that?
You managed to get like little thin lines just coming out like when you're dribbling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Twice a week, Mark.
Someone says, look at Mark's posture. He's got the best posture ever. It's just the way he sat.
I've got a bad posture. Should be like that.
I know, they're saying it's good. Also, Andrew and Lee, the plumbers, watching for the first time on their phones. And Erin in Hull, hello. Get Chris wet, says Rag from Leamington Spa. That's all right.
He's damp.
Yeah, he is. He's
I'd like to suck the head.
Suck the head.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, tasting crayfish there on Rick Stein. Okay, more water, please. And over to a recent episode of Come Dine With Me. Now, I don't know if this next statement is true or not. Maybe Mark can help us out with this.
You know, I've not made it too rare, but it's nice and pink and it's really tender. Michelle probably wouldn't know a good piece of meat and how it should be cooked if it slapped around the face, to be quite honest.
I had to go there, didn't you?
I didn't know that was coming, to be honest.
That's a good one.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that is not.
Woohoo!
Michelle probably wouldn't know a good piece of meat and how it should be cooked if it slapped around the face.
That's right. Jordan and Martin emailed that to me. Okay, now we're going over to the Daybreak sofa. and they're reviewing books over on Daybreak. Now, at first, I thought this book sounded quite dull, but I soon changed my mind. If you could take your water there, please. Thank you. Here we go. Here we go.
A friend of mine gave me a book just before Christmas called The Mystery of the White Lions by a wonderful woman called Linda Tucker, and it tells her story, and her life was utterly changed about 15 years ago. She went over to Africa, and she had an experience in the bush.
Now that's my new favourite, I think.
You know you want to, Mark.
That was that was spotted by Gurge.
She had an experience in the bush.
Now, a classic from Lady Mary on Downton Abbey now. And when you think about how prim and proper they were back in those days, it's really amazing some of the stuff they got up to. If you can take your water, please. Here we go.
And as I said, I'm sure this lapse is as much my fault as yours. But I suggest we don't mention it again. Now, if you'll excuse me, it's time to go down.
Lady Mary there on Downton Abbey.
My episode of Party Right Round the World last night actually was in a big old manor house.
I know, you were mixing with the poshos.
Yeah, it was. Everyone was calling it on Twitter Downton Essex.
Yeah. Was it in Essex?
No, but it was like Essex boy meets Downton.
Yeah. I need to catch up with that one, actually. Well, I'll do that on the ITV player. Yeah. You can do the same. So, back to just this morning on BBC Radio 2 now. This morning. And Vanessa Feltz. Here we go. Here's what Vanessa was talking about.
Swallowing.
Sorry. Hang on. Well, Chris, you need to refill. Come on, let's try and get through this. Vanessa Feltz.
Swallowing. That's the issue. The swallowing part. You just think, shall I swallow? And then you realise how lucky you are for the whole rest of your life that you don't normally think about these things unless you're really very unwell indeed. And you think, well, shall I swallow or shan't I swallow? Let me try not to for another few minutes.
She's not well, poor love. Vanessa Feltz there.
Vanessa Feltz and swallow.
Really not having a good time this morning on Radio 2, but she's a trooper. She turned up. Water, please.
Right.
Ben in Sheffield had the misfortune to hear that this morning. Get well soon, V. He's got a very sore throat. Water, please.
Shall I swallow? Shall I swallow?
Mm-hmm. Now to a new show.
Shall I swallow?
Called Collectaholics. Now listen carefully to what Mel from Mel and Sue says. Is this one?
But will evaluation convince Stuart to sell?
And will I get that pork pie in the buffet?
Oh no!
Please repeat that.
That was a wet one. Okay, right. Let's do it again with water. Why not? Go for it.
Again?
I think I'd like it without water. I don't trust Chris this time.
Okay.
It's all right. We know what's coming.
Right, at least you know what it is this time.
But will evaluation convince Stuart to sell?
And will I get that pork pie in the buffet?
It's not even one, but I really like it. Yeah. Thank you to Carl. And finally, on today's Mark Wright Innuendo Bingo, a recent favourite from BBC Oxford. Water, please.
Right then.
And January's bad weather was causing some real damage, absolutely everywhere.
Ooh. And the gentleman next door had lost all his ridge tiles.
Oh, no.
House across the road had lost most of their ridge tiles as well. He also, his back door was smashed in.
Got right over my leg.
That's a wet one.
His back door was smashed in.
Thank you very much to Mark Wright. That was brilliant. Thank you, Mark.